You're listening to a Mash Those Buttons podcast. Visit mashthosebuttons.com for a full podcast schedule.
Cargo secured. Extraction complete. Intelligent System Analytic Computer is activated. All ISAC systems are confirmed online. Data scanned. Downloading files.
What's up, guys? You listen to episode 67 of SitRep Radio, giving you the news and other happenings in the world of The Division. This week's a bit of a slow one for news as we wait for update 1.7 to drop, which hopefully will be fairly soon if all things go well. But first, my name is Mike, and joining me, as always, are my co-hosts, Robert.
Hello.
And Luke.
Yo.
I hope you guys are well.
Yes,
both of you. Our listeners are well. We're going to do things a little bit differently this week as it's a bit of a slow news week. I say there's not much to talk about. We'll probably ramble on about it anyway, but let's get the news out of the way first, then we can ramble on about what we've been up to this week.
State of the game.
Okay, so straight off, there's no current release date for update 1.7. I think the dev team, by the sound of it, is hoping for it to be mid-August by the sounds of it, as the PTS actually closed this past Monday and is now currently going through some final tweaking and balancing to hopefully get the update in good shape before its release date, which will be down to how fast it can take consoles to process the patch. Robert.
So basically it's either going to be the 15th or the 22nd of August.
Yes.
Or the end of August, the 29th.
No, they said mid.
Depending on Sony. Let's put that out there right now.
Yeah.
My guess is 15th.
Ooh, I'm going 22nd.
Dude, to me, that's not mid-August, so...
Trying to think now. 15th. What worries me is when that balancing and tweaking gets finalized. I don't know about you guys, because there's still personally a few issues.
I do like a good tweaking.
You do like a good tweaking. Your wife-to-be told me the other day, Robert, he likes a good tweaking. I got to do a speech at some point, I just realized as well, so I might have to say that.
Yeah.
My good. For anybody listening, hit Robert up and say, how's your tweaking going? On Twitter, at SitRep Radio Rob.
Regrets.
Off to a solid start as always. Anyway, one thing we do know is that we should actually be getting a global event the first week this drops, whether it's the 15th, whatever the other date was, and the 29th. We don't know. But how do you guys feel about that? Because there was like rumors that we might not actually get one the week it came out.
No, that's good. It's the first one that was on the PTS, right? The Outbreak one.
Yes.
That was a good one. I like that one.
Are you happy, Luke, we're getting a global event day one?
Yeah, I can't see how they wouldn't do that, to be honest. It's the thing that this whole patch is based around, that and the classifieds. And if they weren't going to do it for like a month, everybody would be like, what's the fucking point then?
I don't think it would have been a month.
But whatever.
I thought they might have left it a week because I hate to say it, and I know I'm preempting it, but I hope this patch goes a little bit better than 1.6.
Shit's gonna be
Was it
broken.
1.61? I don't think it's going to be broken, but I just don't want there to be as many bugs as we had. What was it in 1.61 where there was just like glitches and shit
the patch
going
that was
wrong.
supposed to fix all the bugs that brought us more bugs than it fixed.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that one.
That's opinion. That's opinion. Shh.
That being said, I know we had a load of information last week on global event caches. Luke, do you want to tell us what's actually changed since the PTS closed on Monday?
Yeah, so they've reworked things with Keith from Red Storm, haven't they? So now they didn't say which global event cache this would be. There's a lot of speculation that they were referring to the 1500 credit one. You will get 2 guaranteed drops within each cache with the small chance of a bonus item to make that 3. Of the 2 guaranteed drops, there's a 45% chance that each one will be a classified item. The remaining percentage is then split 43.5% for a normal gear set item and 11.5% chance of an exotic. If you are lucky enough to get one of the bonus items, that will only ever drop as an exotic or a classified.
I'm going to say straight off the bat, that's a lot of jargon. isn't it? To be honest.
Why are
It's a lot of
Basically-
percentages and ifs, buts, and maybes, isn't it?
Why are
Yeah,
exotics rarer than classifieds? That doesn't make sense in my head
Yeah,
for some
I
reason.
don't like that either. I'm glad you said that, Rob.
I was going to ask you guys how you feel about these.
Why don't you tell us how you feel about it, Michael?
Okay, so my thoughts on classified gear sets. By the sounds of it, what is it? There's a 90% chance. What did I say to you guys in chat earlier? So you've either got 2 chances of getting 1, you've got a chance of getting 2 classifieds, or you got a chance of nothing.
Yeah.
That's a lot to spend.
Hamish kept going on about 90%, but it's only 90% of 200%. So it's still more of a chance that you're not going to get classifieds than it is that you are going to get classifieds. But I still think 45% is too generous. Sorry.
Yeah. The thing is, from my point of view, I said to you, they want to cater to both audiences at the end of the day. Who's the majority of the people still playing this game right now? It's the hardcore audience. But the people still playing now, or people returning during 1.7, during the content updates, will be hardcore players that want to play the update, want to check out the new gear sets, new builds, things like that. I can't really imagine there's going to be a great influx of new players. Obviously, we have like the free weekend, Steam does a deal, or PlayStation will have like summer deals, and you're bringing new players that way. But I kind of agree that they should be more rare. But that's the thing. They're trying to cater to both. There's people that don't want to spend a week grinding these out, and then there's the audience that do want to do it. It's difficult at the end of the day, isn't it? Rob, what do you think?
So 45%, that is 15, 15, 15, right? Because there's 3 gear sets. What's the bet that isn't actually 15, 15, 15? Because I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to be going for Final Measure that first week. And
what
not
were
a
the
lot
3
else.
for the first week again? Final Measure, you just said.
Final Measure, Deadeye, and Lone Star.
Yeah, I'm Lone Star all the way.
Really? Okay.
That 6-piece bonus on Lone Star was really good fun in PTS2, and I could only get it to proc like twice.
Well, I've seen a video I'll talk about a little bit later, so it might actually be worth getting Lone Star by the sounds of it. But yeah, I'm guessing this is just going to be something they're going to have to tweak in the future if it's not right. I still would like it to be, unfortunately, I'm using the D word, Destiny. I would still like this event to be something similar to the Iron Banner, where you work your ass off for a week and you get guaranteed what you want at the end. The only problem with that, which we said before, is RNG is a big thing in the division, and there's so many different stat rolls and God knows what else. That is what causes the issue with doing that.
Yeah, and bearing in mind that's based on a multiplayer, that's based on a PvP mode, not a PvE mode. Because that has a
but it's
ranking system.
it's still the idea of collecting a MacGuffin for a week, isn't it, at the end of the day?
MacGuffin.
It's a thing. Get the thing to earn the thing for a week.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know what you mean. But then, if they were going to do it Iron Banner style, that means that there would be a chance of getting classified items from like completing a mission, unless that is still the case. Unless that is a case anyway.
It's going to be the case after the global event's finished, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah. But then at the end of the day, we're not talking about how we would change it or anything like that. This is how it's going to be, and we'll have to see. If we're not happy with it, I'm sure the community will be very vocal.
As they always are.
Yeah. Okay, so last changes since the PTS with regards to balancing. Robert, there's been changes to Striker gear set, which I know you've been shouting for. I know this isn't quite to what you want it to be. But
No,
what is actually happening?
It resets our combat now. That's what they said on the stream, but I don't think they've done enough. But hey,
We don't know.
what do I know?
Sorry.
I was just going to say, at least it's a step in the right direction, isn't it? I mean, yeah, I was all behind Rob for his idea of it reducing when you miss shots, much like the damage buff is. But again, like I say, it's a step in the right direction as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, resetting stacks when out of combat, is that It depends what they mean by out of combat. Is it the minute you turn around and run the other way, or is it when you're out of rogue or any combat instances altogether, like trying to leave the dark zone or something like that?
That's the point, yeah, because when you're rogue, you're all technically always in combat, aren't you? So
yeah. Or that moment, when you're doing PvE and you're trying to fast travel, and then all of a sudden some XP turns up, and then you're out of combat. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Or you accidentally trigger ads or something. So does that mean you get stacks then? They'll just keep stacking?
No, it just means they won't disappear.
Yeah.
And contamination events, the one thing... Well, not contamination events. The contamination damage of the Outbreak Global event has been turned down, as everyone has been complaining it was really high on the last weekend of the PTS. So we can just go for a nice stroll in one of these contamination events now. You happy with that, Luke? You look happy?
No. It was fine, dude. It was a challenge. They're making the missions easier as it is with these global events anyway. I didn't see anything wrong with the global events.
Modifier.
Yeah, the modifier, challenge-wise, damage-wise, whatever you want to call it. But
the trouble is they've got to balance PC and console. On console, it's probably fine, but on PC, it's probably a piece of piss.
Yeah. For anyone that's played the Division on PC, headshots are a lot easier to come by, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, which means faster kills and stuff like that.
No, it's the damage when you get close to the enemies, though, isn't it, that they've turned down?
Yeah, but still make it easier. Oh, no, right.
That's my point. If it's already easy on PC, they've just made it even easier, haven't they? It was fine on console, as it was, in my opinion.
I'll shut up then. I misread it.
And with regards to more balancing changes, shotguns. Everyone's happy about shotguns. They're perfect in the right place. Luke's got his thumbs up. Rob's happy. We're good to go.
Can we have a rant, please?
I'm kind of looking at Luke because he looks like he's raring to go. He's shaking his head.
I can't do it
off the top of his head.
All right, okay, so first off, I will say the community has been shouting about shotguns for a few days last week. They say one of these things that kind of crops up in our social space for about 3-4 days, disappears, then comes back again, normally during the state of the game. But for anybody that doesn't know, there's quite a few builds out there where shotguns are still OP. There's still a couple of builds, like the new Lone Star Classified gear set, which is able to 1 or 2 shot people. To be honest, if you really want to go check out the footage for yourself, go check out the Division Elites over on YouTube or the guys over at the Clancy Elites, and I'm sure they'll have you covered. And those guys are shouting about that, and they don't want it to be a thing in the game, and neither do we. Luke, how do you feel about shotguns? What's happening? What do you think should be done?
I hate shotguns. I think they're too powerful, and I want them to be reduced a little bit. I'm not going to sit here and call for nerfs, but I definitely think there needs to be a balancing done of, at the very, very least, the SASG. The pellet spread is nowhere near big enough. The accuracy is too good. The damage drop-off is too small when you're technically out of range. And it's still a problem with auto-aim, isn't it? Just tap into the head straight away with striker sets, so you're getting a stack per pellet rather than per shot. It's just all a little bit broken, and it's all those little things all adding up to make them OP. Sorry.
Robert?
What?
Welcome back.
Sorry, I drifted off there. I was enjoying the
rants.
The rants. I don't know.
All right, okay. How would you feel, for example, if they turned off shotguns? Like, they disabled shotguns for a week. You have them in your build, but inventory, but you can't actually use
shotguns because I don't like them. So I don't really have an opinion.
Okay, so a game I've been playing this week, I know we're not at that part of the show just yet, but I've been playing Battlefield 3. Shotguns are pretty powerful in that, and they've got some range on them. But you can still take them down. And I saw I put a tweet out earlier. Please don't let shotguns be the bane of the division, because especially in this patch, because this is the patch that everyone is kind of counting on for everybody, like balance and fixing things and moving forward, especially with like new content as well. And I don't think any of us want to see it go back to like the 1.3 meta, where shotguns were a huge thing then. I've seen a lot of calls for just completely remove the auto aim on consoles, which I kind of agree with, but I don't know how you guys feel about that. There was also an argument from the Equemini on Twitter, which was basically, Hunter's Faith and gas explosions are really good against auto aim, or the aim from shotguns. I disagree with gas grenades because it's something you have to either throw or it's a skill, which has a cooldown. So you're effectively going up against somebody that has technically an infinite amount of I can't think of the word, but like can infinitely within reason, like bullets and God knows what else, like just keep firing at you. Whereas you have to wait for a skill to cool down to be able to defend yourself or something.
Right. I don't know.
Yeah. There are definitely counters to shotguns. They're not. I'll be careful here because I've just asked for them to be toned down, but they're not as powerful as they were in 1.3. Everybody remembers the dark days of 1.3 and how awful PvP was back then. I'm not hating on the game. Obviously, I love this game, but it needs to be careful that it doesn't take a step back with this patch, I think. And at the moment, if they're saying that they're not really going to do anything else to shotguns, I think this will be a slight step back, especially when everybody does start getting these classifieds in circulation. Because the melt the melt in PvP is just going to be unreal. It's going to be 2 shots and game over.
Well, yeah, we already know from the, I can't remember how it works out, but it's like damage versus gear score increases, doesn't it? So we're technically, even though we're not having a gear score change, we're having a stat change, which is going to have the same, like a similar effect. The only difference is you're not changing the number next to it.
So with a classified, anything you're not rolled into is already a higher base stat, and then anything you are rolled into is a higher stat. You don't, as far as I'm aware, you don't get much extra armor to counter that. And then obviously all the 6-piece bonuses are pretty much damage based, aren't they? So
I mean, I can understand, like, we're at the initial stage. Not everybody's got classifieds or anything like that. You have the hardcore audience that's going to have classifieds like pretty much straight away or within like the first week, and then people are going to have to chase it for like a month to actually get to a point where they've got good builds. My only problem with this is filthy casuals. No offense, filthy casuals won't know. Like, new players coming in, they're just going to go in the dark zone and be like 1 or 2 shot with a shotgun. They're not going to know any difference, and then they'll be like, "Oh, I'm going to throw it, like put the game down because I can't play PvP or anything like that, or go in last stand and have it be an issue there." That's what I'd be more worried about, and I'm pretty sure if Deep Fried Dave was here, he'd probably have a similar outlook. I'd hope, like cater into the PvE audience or filthy casuals. But yeah, I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see on that. I really wish they turn shotguns off for the first week, get everything like to a good place, make sure everything's working well without shotguns, and then bring them back into the fold, like maybe in a week's time, and see where the issues lie. The
trouble you've got with turning something off like that is you would then get people asking for them to turn Seekers off for a little while, and it was broken, it was fine when you took shotguns out, so let's just keep them out altogether. And as much as I hate shotguns, and I jokingly said it on Twitter this week that the shotguns shouldn't be in any shooting game ever, but they are a legitimate option for some people. So
yeah, I
kind of get it, but I'm with Rob. I fucking hate shotguns. So
the thing is that they're like a very like playstyle specific weapon. Like, you have to be close range. You pretty much have to be on top of the person for it to be effective. If they're not being used in that way, then they're kind of broken.
Yeah, and that's the problem with the sausage in DZ PvP. It's not, you have to be on top of somebody.
I might need to wee, I think.
No, I just put my hand up because here's another, like, okay, we've been playing Battlegrounds.
Yeah.
When do you use a shotgun in Battlegrounds?
When you're in a house.
Yeah. Up close and personal, sneaking around corners and opening doors and shit.
Exactly. Now, I know there's no houses, but you wouldn't use a shotgun at long range. Now, people just tend to... No, I know, but people, I do find that you'll see like a person running around with 2 shotguns, and it's like, but I think that's the PvP difference, isn't it? There's differences in PvP for why that happens. It's not literally every man against himself. You have to go rogue, then it's every man for himself. If you know what I mean. Anyway, final topic of this week for news, lag. So it finally got acknowledged again, I guess. I don't know how you guys have found the lag over the past couple of weeks, but there's a lot of people shouting about it. Joker Unique put a thread up on on Reddit. Everybody like that I've seen on like YouTube and things like that have been saying like, go post this video over there, and we can basically use it as evidence on, you know, what things are actually happening and what is the causes of it. So they actually said this week that they're hoping to get some news on investigations that are currently going on with regards to server performance and lag. Latency. How do you feel about the lag? Yes. Anyone want to go?
No. I'm good.
I'm obviously in the minority. I've never really had a problem with lag in the Division, but I've seen a lot of videos on Twitter recently from people like Matt Goes Book and Shocks who are heavy into the PvP streaming world of the Division. And the one that sticks in my mind instantly is Matt Goes Book posted a video, 2 days ago? Him and his crew were all manhunt in the underground of DZ1, looking down the corridor. And all 4 of them got dropped and then were dead. And as he was panning the camera around, it was only then that the agent started running down the corridor.
Wow.
So,
good.
Yeah.
Good times.
Thing is, does Matt run with all American people? Because I know he's American, but does he run with everyone from the same country?
I think he primarily does. And from what I've seen of him streaming, he's usually the party leader. So at the worst case, they're in his server, not the other way around.
So. Difference, would it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, question for you, Luke. I know you've been running with Spider and Abby this week from like our group. How have you found the lag with regards to that, or have you been joining them or them joining you? Because I know it does like it. What's the thing? It's like bad server connection comes
poor connection to host server, isn't it?
Yeah, because you're stateside in England.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm quite lucky because, I mean, all 3 of us are quite fortunate that we've got pretty decent internet, haven't we, that we obviously fork out a fair bit of money for. But yeah, you get the poor connection to host server when you're with Americans or whatever else country you happen to have friends with.
You're Russians.
What?
They're
I missed that. Yeah, so Abby and Spider were American, and Don Dunk is Denmark, I think, and then obviously we're UK. And we were in the DZ. I was on Spider's server, so it was an American server, and the lag was fine, absolutely fine. But I say I don't know why. I can't be doing anything special, but I've never really had a lag issue with the Division.
The Division gods smile upon you.
Yeah.
Let's just have a really well performing PS4.
Rather than it being wireless, my PS4 is hardwired in, and it is a pretty decent internet connection.
Yeah, you would still have a massive ping.
Thank you.
Because you're on an American server, so your ping would be over like 150-ish. So like, 150 milliseconds is not a huge amount. I mean, I don't know.
It's enough for you to die.
Yeah, without you even knowing, I guess.
Yeah, I think the one thing is they're acknowledging it, whereas everyone's been shouting about it for ages, and doesn't feel like it's been that acknowledged before. So the fact that they are it's been brought up every week now so far is a good thing. I did see something, they obviously, I saw it on Twitter just afterwards, after last week's state of the game, and they obviously mentioned it today about For Honor getting dedicated servers, and someone today was on about dedicated servers coming to the Division. It already has dedicated servers. For anybody that's in the Division Elite's Facebook group, they reckon the Division servers run from Amazon servers.
Yeah,
I don't know how true. Yeah, I've heard that before.
From Amazon.
I don't know how true that is. I really don't. But I mean, they keep shouting, saying, "Oh, we're going to get new servers soon," and they're not going to be on the Amazon servers. And if anyone has any information on that or wants to send it away, that'd be awesome, because I'd be interested in that.
Well, there's only a few companies in the world that own like server farms, so they would be renting it off someone. I mean, they're all going to be like high performing servers. It doesn't really matter who they rent them off. They're all going to be fairly the same.
Yeah. So the fact is, I think at the end of the day, it's down to player base. There's too many.
Said it last week.
Yeah. There's not as many people playing as there was to start with. What was it? It was like 7 million people bought a copy of the Division in like the first week. That's a lot of people. And now 100,000 maybe a month, a week. And all those servers have been like reduced down to make, like, keep everybody in full matches and things like that. So I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully next week we get some awesome information going. Life's going to be fixed. Awesome servers. They're going to reboot or some shit. I don't know.
Well, 1.7 will help because it'll bring some players back. So
yeah, I think that's it for Division news this week. We happy with everything that's going on? We just got to wait now, haven't we, for update 1.7?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to metas evolving every time they bring out new gear sets. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, sorry, for anyone listening, it sounds like we're down on the update. I don't think we are. I think we all want it to be the best it can be, because, obviously the last update didn't hit it off as well. It was meant to be a balance pass, something they hadn't been able to do, and ended up causing more issues than actually solving issues. So, fingers crossed this actually pulls it out, knocks it out of the park and does a good job.
One last issue from the state of the game was Hamish's new sexy hair. Thoughts, guys?
It's more OP than the Cronus Max. I'm going to say that now.
I'm jealous because I just can't grow hair like that.
I don't know how he makes it so big. It's like good, sexy.
Do you think he's sponsored by one of the well-known shampoo companies?
Maybe he's worth it.
And that's Division news done.
Or we can stop being serious now.
Yeah, I was going to say, there was going to be an IFM this week, but I'm going to save it. We've got a couple of ones to slap up on. I've got a couple of ones to slap up on YouTube, and we've got a couple of weeks break, so we might end up coming up with some really cool IFMs that might take a little bit longer than the 10 minutes we normally put up, but we'll see. But that being said, for Division news this week, guys, what have you been up to? What have you both been up to? Yourself, in life, in games? What have you been up to?
Who's going first?
Go for it, dude.
In life.
No, I'm joking. I don't want to know about
life.
No, I've been slowly building a new PC. That's progressing quite nicely.
I've got a few. Did someone say slowly?
Yeah. Okay, that's a little bit quicker than I expected. I'm impatient. Might be built sometime next week. Yeah, so that's fun. Been playing quite a lot of PUBG recently.
Okay, how are you guys both finding it? I know we're a couple of weeks in. How are you finding it? Luke, dude, you've been doing pretty fucking well in PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, haven't you, man?
Yes and no. The odd time I'll load in and I'm dead as like rank 74 or something ridiculous, which is just pathetic. But then last night I got another solo chicken dinner, so it swings and roundabouts. But I fucking love that game, man. It's taken me away from the division this last couple of weeks. It definitely has.
Yeah, because I think we've pretty much been on break, like just waiting for the update to drop. You know, there is a reason to play at the minute if you want to stock up on stuff, but you know you can go off and play other games, you know, which we all do anyway. You know, Luke's got a new laptop and he's trying other games. Rob's building a PC, and
I played Division this week. I've got another character's level 30 on PC, and I did some HVTs on my main character yesterday.
Nice.
Still slogging away.
I'm still about level 14 because I can't remember. Oh no, we all bought Battlegrounds, so I haven't been back yet on PC, but I will do.
Well, the offer is still there to power level you did. It won't take long, but you won't.
Kinky. No, I want to enjoy it. I didn't get that chance first time around.
Yeah, don't power level, dude. It's not worth it.
What have I been up to? We played Gigantic. I know you guys didn't really like it, did you?
No.
It's how would you explain the game? It's kind of like Overwatch meets. Is it?
Disney.
I want to say Disney. That's just the graphics. The graphics looks like something.
The graphics are very Disney-esque. Therefore, it's Overwatch meets Disney. What's your problem?
No,
he's got a point.
It's cell shaded. It's cell shaded.
It's. I said it was Overwatch / Plants vs Zombies / Zelda. Because Zelda graphics, Plants vs Zombies sort of gameplay, and Overwatch sort of team play, but not really.
I will say, if you lads pick up Plants vs Zombies, it's fucking awesome.
I know,
it's good fun. It's like Battlefield, but third person with
That's
Plants
what I mean.
vs
If I was
Zombies.
going to play a game like, what was the game you said? I can't remember what it's called.
Gigantic.
Yeah,
I
would just play about Plants vs Zombies. It's a much more polished game.
Yeah, there's a reason it's free, dude.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. I enjoyed it.
Each their own, yeah. I'm only busting your balls.
To be fair, I was the only one that did really well out of the three of us, so I can get that. You can pull faces all you want.
You did really well, did you?
Yeah, I went 11-4 in one match and did well another night. Yeah, it's really good. It's a bit more complex, like than you think, and it's really cool because most games that is like an MMO or similar to that, you have like a skill tree that you build up over time, whereas that kind of gives you one you can adjust while you're playing the game, and as your team does better, you get more skill points to spend on like your character throughout the match, which is kind of cool. But yeah, and I've been playing Bioshock. I bought Bioshock on Monday for £12 on CD keys. All three, the collection, and I'm halfway through Bioshock 1 already.
That is a bargain, to be fair. 12 quid
Yeah.
for 3
I'm
games
very
plus all the
tempted on
DLC.
that, but I'm not really a big fan of Bioshock games. If it was like someone else,
It was literally any other game.
because I had Infinite, and I just didn't play it. I just didn't. It doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't appeal to me.
Yeah, because what happens, like, Infinite came out, and I'm pretty sure that was like the November or something. Like, that was roughly the time that like shitloads of games were coming out on PS3 towards the end of its life cycle. It was like Skyrim and things like that. Or I don't know if it was that exact year, but it was like shitloads of other stuff coming out. I was like, I can't play this, and play that, and play that, and play that. So it's quite good at the minute. I'm trying my best to basically just blast through it, because apparently like all the DLCs come full, like game 1 to 3 plus DLCs comes full circle and all linked together. So I want to kind of play it in one go as quick as possible. But yeah, but it's really good fun, as Luke probably heard me shouting about in Discord last night.
Yeah, you certainly sounded like you were enjoying yourself. Although you did admit to being scared a couple of times as well. So, you know, you need to grow up there.
I had one of the big daddies freaking chasing me down the freaking one of the tunnels. I was like, whoa, shit, not good. Run. But yeah, it was good. It was good. It's pretty. The atmosphere and the music and just the gameplay is really awesome. And the remastered versions on PC are freaking awesome. So, but yeah, I think that's it for what we've. Have you guys got anything else you've been up to this week?
I would just like to quickly mention the LawBreakers beta on PS4. That was fucking good fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I did see Jarrett from Mash Those Buttons.
I wish I downloaded that.
Those buttons. Mash Those Buttons editor. He was, saying he's surprised there's no LawBreakers podcasts out there as of yet. But yeah, do you think it's worth playing or trying when that gets released?
I played the closed beta on PC, and on PC that game is beyond me because of my lack of skill on PC. It's just hyper fast, crazy, manic, and I just didn't know what was going on. But on console, I imagine it's a little bit slower because of the aiming thing with the controllers and shit. I just imagine it being a little bit slower, a little bit easier to a little bit slower for my old aged brain to understand. So I might, when that comes out, I might get that on PS4 because it is a really good game.
I had a look. I played the beta for approximately 2 hours on Sunday, and I had to come off because I knew I was going to sink the rest of my Sunday into it. So I stopped and forced myself to go and do some chores. But I'd quickly checked on the PSN store before I turned the PlayStation off, and it's like 25 quid. But as a PS Plus member, you get 10% off. So you basically get in the game for 22 quid, which is cheap as fuck, man, for a brand new game. So I'm definitely going to have to pick that up, especially if 1.7 is potentially going to be a shit show. So.
But I may join you in that.
Yes.
I think that's the thing. At the end of the day, we're all trying to find something to fill our time in between the updates. I don't know if you feel the same about that, because I see a lot of people. Obviously, Match Such has gone over to the Rainbow Six community, and I've seen a lot of people picking up Rainbow Six again, like just waiting for update 1.7 to drop. Shout out to Edelon Fox, who's freaking killing it by the looks of it in the Rainbow Six verse at the minute. Luke's wearing his Foxy t-shirt. Foxy Shazam t-shirt.
Shazam.
And Rob, you picked up Rainbow Six Siege this week.
Yeah, I haven't played it yet though. I've got it on PC. I haven't played it on PC yet, so
I want to know how it fares on PC because I find it a little bit clunky on console.
Yeah, because I said to you, didn't I? Imagine, was it you or was it Luke? I said that on console, it's like it just feels a bit like the gunplay isn't as great as it could be. But on PC, I reckon that might be because you're a bit more accurate. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. The thing is, at the end of the day, I mean, you talk about LawBreakers and the difference between that and like it being like a Hyperfest or whatever. At the end of the day, it's kind of on PC is whoever's got the best rig, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you're being honest, whoever's got the best connection. Yeah.
Greatest.
It's not running too tight. It's not running too Titan X freaking graphics cards with God knows what processor and freaking 64 gig of RAM. So, you know, you always have someone out there that's going to have a little bit more of an edge on you, but compared to console. But yeah, I mean, you've picked it up. I will probably give it a shot, and we'll see how we get on with it. But
it's quite cheap as well.
I have to see,
just for the base game.
Yeah.
It's like 12 quid.
Yeah,
that's a bargain as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, that is the show for this week, guys. It's been brief, I guess, or not brief, depending on how far you got.
Yeah, depending on how quickly you turned it off.
Where can the listeners find us, Robert?
You can find us at SitRep Radio on Twitter and Facebook. Tweet us with the hashtag Team SitRep, as we're all affiliated with that hashtag. And if you have any questions or feedback, send us them to the email address sitradiopod@gmail.com. Can I just add one thing? I watch a lot of Wids on Twitch, and he has put like a challenge, like if he gets 250 what is it called? sub points, he will play The Division on console. I know that doesn't sound like a big deal, but it is. So
I don't know if I want to come across freaking Wiz on console. That's just
Can we nominate the console to be Xbox One? So we don't have to fix it?
I wouldn't be that worried. I've seen him play Destiny on console. He's not that good on console.
So what you're saying is you want to kick his ass on console?
Shots fired.
Rob's shaking his head. Yes. So you want to kick Wiz's ass on console,
No,
so you want everybody to go over and subscribe.
I just want to see how difficult he finds it. I think it would be interesting.
Well, yeah, for anybody that's been checking out Division Reddit this week, like obviously Market Style put up the video. To be honest, I didn't have time to check it out. I can't remember. Was it he was able to do it in
5 minutes?
Under
5 minutes. Clear Sky.
Clear Sky heroic in 5 minutes. That's unreal. And I hate
but somebody
that as well.
It took him 9 hours to do it, mind.
Yeah, somebody beat his record. I can't remember what the dude's name is, but congratulations. He did it in it was 4 minutes and 26 seconds. So
now that's a speed challenge.
That is a speed challenge. Unfortunately, we can't use that one. That was an idea that we were going to use. Anyway, going back to questions or feedback for the show, we did have an email from, I think it was Chuck Cunningham.
Chuck Norris?
No. It was... No. I'm totally fucking up here.
Russian Chuck Norris.
Maybe?
Chuck
Yeah,
Norris.
dude, thank you. If you're listening, dude, thank you very much for your email. We appreciate the listens. And the Don on Twitter was like, dude, I need to catch up with you guys. Fuck you guys. You're fucking drunk. Stop laughing at him. You make him worse. Luke.
Oh, he's got to read that shit out now.
Luke's not here right now. Oh, Jesus. You can find SitRep Radio on any of the following platforms: iTunes and Apple Podcasts on iOS devices, Google Play Music, SoundCloud, Overcast, Stitcher, Player.fm, Pocket Casts, RSS feeds, and please rate, review, subscribe while you're there, and send Rob some abuse on Twitter. Thank you.
Hashtag chunts.
Yes.
That being said, make sure you definitely go over and check out the Mash Those Buttons over on Twitter, Facebook, and the YouTubes. Go check out some of the other podcasts that are dedicated and a part of the Mash Those Buttons family. I'm not saying we're not dedicated. We are dedicated. Yeah, Robert.
Completely. And don't forget to check us out on YouTube. We do... I put an episode of the show with some footage, and Mike occasionally does IFMs when he can be asked.
Agreed. Thank you to Sean Ryder. Sean Winder. I'm totally screwing up this week.
Twisting my melon, man.
I'm not even drunk.
You sure?
For letting us post our episode up in the Division Elites Facebook group. And he's pretty cool. So go check out his YouTube channel and all the other stuff that's going on over there. Thank you for listening to this random episode of SitRep Radio this week. We'll catch you in the future. Bye-bye.
Bye.